Welcome back to Metal Planet, I am Max Gray. Rammstein's fourth studio album just turned 20 years old recently, and to celebrate the anniversary, I wanted to release a new review of this record. I previously released a video about this album a couple of years ago, where I gave it a score of 9 out of 10. At the end of the current video, I'm gonna tell you if I changed my mind or not concerning my appreciation of the album. One of the most interesting features of Reise is that it has a traveling theme. The album cover represents a flight recorder, and songs like Dalai Lama, America, Moscow, and Amour evoke different places like Tibet, the United States, Russia, and France. In the album, many languages are used in addition to German. English, Russian, and French are respectively present in the last three songs I just mentioned, which gives the album an international feel. The traveling theme is also present in the name of the album and the name of the title track. They are named after the Germanic expression Reise, which can be roughly translated as journey, journey, or arise in English. From what I understand, this expression was used by German soldiers and sailors as a wake-up call or a call to the sea to symbolize the start of an adventure or a journey. The title track is really epic. The elements that contribute to the grandiosity of the song are the string arrangement, the commanding power chords, and the powerful choruses. That song can almost be described as symphonic metal. The sound of waves at the beginning give you the impression that you are somewhere in the ocean, and the accordion at the end fits well with the sailor references in the lyrics. 4 singles have been released from the LP: Mindtal, America, Own Dish, and Kind Lust. Mindtal is the heaviest track on the album. It starts abruptly with an aggressive guitar riff, and it contains a fierce vocal delivery. America is one of the catchiest Rammstein songs. It was a critique that didn't take itself too seriously of the Americanization of the world. It has a chorus that stays in your head and a surprising keyboard solo. Own Dish is a sentimental ballad about the loss of a loved one. It's melancholic, powerful, and I feel that the theme can resonate with a lot of people. The last single, Kind Lust, is about someone that is so lazy that he has lost the desire to do anything. A funny music video was released for this song. It's one of the coolest music videos from the 2000s. Compared to Herzeleid, Sehnsucht, and Motor, which had a sound that was more synthetic, Reise has a sound that is warmer and more organic. On Reise, the electronic and techno elements were pushed on the side to make room for other instruments like a harmonica, an accordion, strings, acoustic guitars, and a choir that appear on different songs. Also, Christoph Schneider plays more like a rock drummer on this album compared to playing more like a drum machine like he did on earlier material. This nice progression in his playing added to the more organic quality of the record. On Reise, there is a variety of moods that are present. In addition to the grandiosity in the title track, the heaviness of Mindtal, and the humor in America and Kind Lust, there are many softer songs in the last third of the album that gravitate around the theme of love. For song recommendations, I feel that many people have already heard the singles, so even though they are highlights, they are not the ones I will recommend today. I think that 3 deep cuts from the LP should be heard more. They are the title track I mentioned earlier for its grandiosity, Moscow for its ominous doom metal riff, and the interplay between the German and the Russian languages, and Stein, a song where you can feel raw emotion in the vocals and in the instrumental. Overall, Reise is an amazing album that deserves to be celebrated and replayed for its 20th anniversary. For now, no special deluxe edition and no anniversary shows have been announced, but it's certainly a possibility for the future. We'll have to wait and see. My opinion on the album hasn't changed with time. I still give it an excellent score of 9 out of 10. A fun fact is that Reise is the first album I ever bought in my life. It was 20 years ago in 2004, and it has been my all-time favorite record ever since. I have a particular fondness for this release, and it's the album I have listened to the most in my life, but If it's my favorite album, why don't I give it an even higher score? Well, when I do my reviews, I try to put my own personal biases on the side. I try not to be too much of a fanboy, and I try to present an objective perspective on the album. I have to recognize that the record has two small flaws that prevent me from giving it a higher score. The first is that in its quest to achieve an epic sound on the album, Rammstein sacrificed some of the heaviness that was present on past releases. The LP would have benefited from the inclusion of one or two heavier songs like Mental. The second thing is that the band downplayed a bit too much the electronic elements on Reise compared to previous releases, but overall, this is a really great album that I definitely recommend. If you want to listen to another Rammstein album with a similar sound, the closest thing is Rosenrot. Many songs on this one were either written or recorded during the same time as Reise, so both share a similar vibe. Rosenrot is a bit more of a mixed bag than Reise because it contains some B-sides, but it's still an album that is worth checking out. If you want to discover an album by a different band from the industrial rock and industrial metal scene of the 90s and early 2000s, I suggest the Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails. On this one, Trent Reznor also went in a more organic direction compared to past Nine Inch Nails releases. In conclusion, it's possible that there is an overlap between the information in this video and the previous one I made about the same album, but I really wanted to do an updated and more concise version to celebrate the 20th anniversary. So let me know what you think about Reise in the comments down below, and if you like heavy metal and hard rock album reviews, I encourage you to subscribe as there are many more reviews on the way. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Cheers.